Hello and welcome. Today we are exploring the beautiful Bass Lake, California. I am flying my drone and I'm here with my friend Nancy. Hi Nancy! And my beautiful dog Mishka. Time to launch this puppy up in the air so I can show you how beautiful this lake is, located in eastern Madera County. Some think of Bass Lake, the Pine Tree Reservoir, about a half-hour's drive south of Yosemite National Park's south entrance, as a smaller version of Lake Tahoe. I just like to call it Bass Lake because I've been coming here as long as I can remember, since I was like 3 or 4 back in the 1970s. But the little lake with the big alpine feel has an appealing difference from its high country cousin. Bass Lake's elevation is only 3,400 feet, so its surface waters can become blissfully warm in the summer, hovering around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. While the nearly 5-mile-long lake is a popular destination for water skiing, wakeboarding, and wave runners, it also has sheltered coves for swimming and sailing, as well as kayaking and paddleboarding. You can bring your own boat, you can rent fishing gear, you can rent a boat, and you can catch all kinds of rainbow trout, kokanee salmon. Although I've been fishing out there many times and I haven't caught anything in years, there must be some special trick that I just haven't found out yet. There's also dozens of trails leading to the surrounding national forests, so there's plenty of exploring by foot or mountain bike. And in the wintertime, of course, you can jump on a snowmobile and ride around on your snowmobile. So get on out and get a workout with a view of this challenging 5-mile up and back hike to Goat Mountain. If you're so inclined, it's an awesome hike. There is plenty of lakeside dining with the Pines Resort and Ducey's. There's 2 old school resorts on the south side of the lake called the Forks and Miller's Landing Resort, and they have like a retro summer camp feel. The best food, it is so delicious, you've got to try it. Even if you don't stay for very long, take part in the relaxing on the lake and ordering a Forks burger and a shake. And on the 4th of July, there is a huge fireworks show that they set off from a barge in the center of the lake. Although this year, 2020, has been canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm so sad. A 100 years ago, Bass Lake was not a lake at all, but a lush meadow surrounded by pine tree covered hills and mountains. The Chukchansi Indians have inhabited the area for thousands of years. The Mono Indians came to the area only about 200 years ago. A detachment of the Mariposa Battalion came across the valley in 1851, shortly after their discovery of Yosemite Valley. After observing flocks of what they thought were sandhill cranes, they decided to name the large meadow area Crane Valley. The large gray-blue birds were actually great blue herons, which still populate the area. Through Crane Valley flowed Willow Creek, a tributary of the San Joaquin River. And in 1895, a plan was devised to use the waters of Willow Creek to generate hydroelectric power for residents of the Great San Joaquin Valley. The San Joaquin Electric Company was formed, and the first earthen dam was built in the Crane Valley in 1901. Mule-drawn freight wagons carried machinery and supplies up the mountain and went down loaded with timber that had been cleared from the reservoir site. In 1902, the San Joaquin Light and Power Corporation was formed to purchase the electric company and later the electric operations of the rival gas company. The dam was enlarged in 1905, and the present dam was built in 1910 at 145 feet high. The lake was called Crane Valley Reservoir for many years, but the name was eventually changed when a small Bass Lake lumber operation polluted the lake, killing all the fish that were in it. The lumber company was ordered by the government to replace all the fish that were lost. The chosen fish was bass, hence the new name, Bass Lake. Bass Lake is now owned and operated by Pacific Gas and Electric Company, and the waters of the lake are still used today to generate electricity, irrigate farmland in the Central Valley, and for numerous recreational activities, just like you'll see here, people enjoying. The lake is considered a warm water lake, and I will tell you that it is warm in some sections, but not necessarily in all sections. Another cool fact is that Bass Lake has been home to not one, but 2 pairs of bald eagles for several years. One nest can be found across the lake from the Pines Resort, and the other is easily found on the North Shore across from Miller's Landing. See if you can find them one day with your binoculars. As you can tell, we are surrounded by thousands of gorgeous, beautiful pine trees. Unfortunately, due to the bark beetle, we've had to cut down thousands of these trees. Although the bark beetles are native to the Sierra Nevada, they have flourished because of the lack of rain and warming temperatures. Then the beetles, they burrow into the trees and lay eggs. When they hatch, the babies eat around the inner layer of bark, cutting off the flow of sap and eventually killing the tree. So many trees have died around Bass Lake. It's just been devastating to see all the campsites and day use sites with hundreds of trees cut down around. But I know that we'll be back, and as you can tell, we have plenty of trees left. It's just sad to see the ones that had to go. Be sure to check out my hike to Angel Falls above Bass Lake video after you're done enjoying this video. Back to Chukchansi tribe of Indians. Did you know that the Chukchansi Indians now have a wonderful hotel and casino located in Coarse Gold, California? And this lovely blonde lady here is Nancy, who happens to be one of the fabulous hosts that works at Chukchansi Casino. I love that place. And I really love my friend Nancy. So make sure to stop by Chukchansi Casino in Coarse Gold on your way in or out of town. You will love the restaurants, and there's lots of fun casino games to be played. In case you were wondering, the names of the campgrounds located around Bass Lake are called Cedar Bluff Campground, Crane Valley Group Campground, the Forks Campground, Blue Pine Campground, Recreation Point, Spring Cove Campground, and Wishon Campground. That's the campground that I grew up camping out every year, located over by Miller's. And as of June the 4th, 2020, the following day-use recreation areas on the Bass Lake Ranger District have met the guidelines of the CDC, and state and local agencies are reopened. They are Wishon Boating Site, the Falls Picnic Site, the Lakeside Picnic Site, Rocky Point Picnic Site, Denver Church Picnic Site, Little Denver Picnic Site, Pine Slope Picnic Site, Willow Cove Picnic Area, and Recreation Point Picnic Area. Hooray, they're open! Remember, if you do plan on visiting, be aware that trash removal is currently offered in select locations, so be prepared to pack it in and pack it out. And some toilet facilities may be currently closed as well, so please plan accordingly. They also are saying avoid high-risk activities. Search and rescue operations may be limited. These activities include water activities on many rivers, streams, lakes, and wilderness backpacking. Also reopening is Yosemite National Park on June 11th. The park will be reopening to people with wilderness permits and permits to climb the Half Dome. Hotels, restaurants, and other facilities in Yosemite will not be open Friday when the first few visitors with wilderness permits and Half Dome permits arrive. There will be no commercial services, and they're asking anybody with one of these permits to bring all of their food, their beverages, their supplies, and a full tank of gas. All the other iconic Sierra Nevada destinations like Sequoia and Kings Canyon are scheduled to reopen as well, although the campgrounds and the visitor center will be closed. Yosemite workers began pulling up the cables on Half Dome on Tuesday. The cables allowed hikers to more safely scale the sheer granite slope to the top of the famed monolith, a strenuous hike that can take 12 hours or more round trip from the Yosemite Valley floor. They have not offered us a date on when they will open up the park to the rest of the general population, but they have stated that the number of visitors will be limited to 50% of the park's usual capacity to help social distancing. The new reopening also calls for not running shuttle buses in Yosemite Valley. The Ahwahnee Hotel and Yosemite Valley Lodge would be open along with 2 campgrounds, the North Pines and the Upper Pines. Trails and parking lots will also be reopened, but the exact opening date has been kind of still up in the air. Aramark, the park's concession company, posted on its website that the pre-existing reservations for hotels and tours in the park are canceled with full refunds through June the 10th. The county has been briefed on the plans and say they've been meeting weekly with other officials in recent days to try to determine an opening date. We need to get these campgrounds open, and we need to get our hotels running so that when the park opens, we can handle it. The people are coming anyway because we need to get out. This park belongs to us, and we as taxpayers have a right to enter it, so reopen the park. You cannot blame people when you think of the mental health impact and the solace that people find from the peace of being in the mountains and out in our public lands. Thank you. This is our beautiful babe, Miss Mishka. She loves the water. We have 2 other Siberian Huskies at home that happen to be her mother and father. And they also love the water. Anytime they can get near it or in it, they will go for it. How about your Huskies? Do your Huskies love to get in the water as well? Leave me a comment below. I certainly hope this beautiful view of the lake has helped inspire you and will make you have a much better and happy day. I'd like to add some more positivity to this video by sharing some positive messages and thoughts with you all. Stay positive. Forgive others. Invest in yourself. Trust your instincts. Lead with an open heart. Don't let others ruin your day. Do things that bring you joy. Be of service to humanity. Find your soul tribe, and most importantly, love yourself. And that is by Lewis Howes. Another quote I really like is, love yourself first, because that's who you'll be spending the rest of your life with. Rumi says, when the world pushes you to your knees, you're in the perfect position to pray. With everything that has happened to you, you can either feel sorry for yourself or treat what has happened as a gift. Everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing. You get to choose. And that was a quote from Wayne Dyer. Staying positive does not mean that things will turn out okay. Rather, it's knowing that you will be okay no matter how things turn out. Staying positive doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. It means that even on hard days, you know that there are better ones coming. Zig Ziglar said, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Remember, a negative mind will never give you a positive life. The great leader Marcus Aurelius is quoted to say, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. You cannot change reality, but you can control the manner in which you look at things. Your attitude is under your own control. Weed out the negative and focus on the positive. Quoted by Helen Steiner Rice. Look back and be grateful. Look ahead and be hopeful. Look around and be helpful. Look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. That's a quote by Henry Ford. And finally, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. That's by the great Martin Luther King Jr. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you being here. And then the BeeBop goes boom to the ground. All done for today.